Hello guys, I'm your Poking Host for minutes today. We're doing, battle match video. Today's battle match will be Denji from Chainsaw Man versus Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen. So, quick spoiler warning for both of the mangas. I've read both of the mangas, caught up to it. And this video will probably be outdated in like a month or two. Maybe even next week, knowing these two mangas and anime. So, yeah, let's get into the connections. Both of them are two possessed anime protagonists who suffer a lot within the series. Both have both are in a trio with their two best friends, Aki and Power for Denji, and Megumi and Obama for Yuji. And both of them have a mentor who's like one of the most popular characters in the series, Makima for Denji and Gojo for Yuji. Not gonna go into much more connections, because there's a lot to go over with the connection, so I just want to keep it short. Also, a lot of manga spoilers are within the connection, so yeah. Before I get into the debate, I will set up some ground rules. I will not be giving Yuji Sukuna, because at this point in the manga he does not have him, and over two separate beings. And Yuji has gotten strong enough where he can fight without Sukuna and his curse techniques, as he has his own curse techniques, blood manipulation and Reverend Shrine, which is Sukuna's techniques. I also won't be scaling him to Sukuna that much, primarily because when you're fighting Sukuna is massively weakened and not even trying half the time. You could argue, since Yuji can do damage to Sukuna, he should at least go to him in terms of strength, which I can buy that. But for speed, I just don't see him scaling to Sukuna. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because his FTO JJK feat, where Sukuna dodged onto a magnetic wave, which if Yuji could steal to that, would make him light speed. And the reason I'm covering this is because if he gets light speed, he completely blitzes Denji, and Denji loses. So, yeah. And I don't believe that Yuji would get to FTL, primarily because he shouldn't scale to Sukuna in terms of speed, because Sukuna, A, is weakened, B, isn't trying that much, and C, doesn't really dodge that often, and when he is trying to dodge, it's when Yuji and Toto are fighting, and Toto just massively, rapidly, he's teleporting and switching the positions around. And Sukuna can't really control where he is when you're rapidly being teleported. So, yeah. And for Denji, I will be including his Hero of Hell form, aka Pochita's true form, primarily because it makes this fight a lot more debatable, in my opinion. And it also, Denji should have that form, as it has been shown he can use that form within his own body. As we see, it is his body that was using it, because we see power come out of it from the blood that Denji drank, and Pochita didn't drink that blood, it was Denji. So it is Denji's body, and he would realistically let Pochita take over his body with that form, and Pochita would definitely take over his body, as both best friends and whatnot. And there's no reason Pochita won't do that for Denji. So yeah, I'm gonna give him his Hero of Hell form, because there's no reason why Pochita wouldn't just allow him to use that form if he's about to die. And yeah, there's no reason why Pochita wouldn't just take over his body for that. And it is consistent, as within the newest chapter of Chainsaw Man, we've been talking about how Denji should still be able to use that form. So yeah. Now let's get into minor details that don't really matter, but are still good to mention. For experience, Denji takes it as he's been fighting Devil since he was a child. For skill, Yuji takes it as he was actually trained to fight and use techniques and stuff like that, while Denji primarily was just trained to become a smarter fighter. Intelligence is about equal, as both of them can be idiots at some times, but also smart fighters. For stamina, Denji definitely takes it as he was able to fight the Eternity Devil for 3 days straight, Well, Yuji doesn't have that much stamina. at least compared to that. Now let's get into the stats. For speed, as I said earlier, I don't really buy FTL Yuji. I can understand FTL JJK in general, I just don't think Yuji gets to FTL as he has a lot more consistent hypersonic speed feats. So, yeah. Yuji gets hypersonic, so does Denji. Yuji can get to Mach 200, like 290 something. Oh, Denji can get to like Mach 600, potentially Mach 1000, but yeah, so yeah. So Denji's definitely faster by some amount. And so yeah, for strength, Yuji is stronger than base form Denji, as he should scale higher within his series than Denji does. Both the series can get to around like large town to city level. I don't buy the planetary or island level stuff for JJK, even mountain stuff, because I just like the domain expansion argument for violent stuff. It's like the strongest technique. I just don't think it would count as like the stats. And for the black hole thing that Geto survived, I don't think he was really surviving the entire force of a black hole and just like the gravitational pull of it. So yeah, if you want to argue it down there, you can. I just like won't really care, since unless if you have a really good argument for it that can convince me, I probably just won't be convinced at all. So yeah, Yuji caps at around like city level. Same with Denji, but Yuji's slightly stronger than Denji. At least base form Denji, while Denji in his Hero of Hell form should be decently stronger than Yuji. So, overall stats go to Denji. He's faster even in his base form, and he's stronger, specifically in his Hero of Hell form. So, stats go overall to Denji, but the abilities is the major thing. So, yeah, I'll go over Yuji's abilities first. He can harness curse energy to increase his strength, stuff like that. His main curse techniques are blood manipulation, where he's able to, like, send out like a strike, or like a beam of his blood, like pressurize blood from his own body, so he does lose blood in that process as well. It can weaken his body. He also has Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine curse techniques, and Sukuna possess Yuji for a certain period of time, which allows Yuji to gain his curse technique, where he can basically like slice objects he wants to, and like just completely like cut them in half to pieces. But if a person or object he's cutting is too strong, it will just like make a not very deep cut. It won't go all the way through. Yuji can also use RCT, which allows him to heal his body, but it's not that good he's not that good at it, as when he used it, he didn't completely heal his body. So yeah, and he can't replenish his curse energy with it. At least he hasn't been shown to be able to yet. And the big thing for Yuji that makes this fight really debatable is his ability to directly attack souls, as shown in his fights against Mahito and Sukuna, which allows him to bypass like body healing stuff and directly target and damage a soul. He hasn't destroyed anyone's soul yet, but he probably can after enough hits. Doesn't instantly destroy, he just has to like hit it. You can just like damage the soul to bypass like body, like healing and body, like shape-shifting stuff. Against Mahito and Sukuna, can also target souls. As when he fought Sukuna, he targeted Sukuna's soul instead of Megumi's soul. So yeah, now let's get to Denji's abilities. Denji can transform his Chainsaw Man form, does saws, he can just cut people to pieces. He can also use the chains on his chainsaws as like ropes to grab others. He also has his healing factor in his base form, which allows him to heal from being like cut up into several pieces, and even from being dead, but only if he drinks blood. So it does take some outside help if he's dead as well. So if he dies, he will definitely lose. If Yuji kills him, and unless like Yuji's blood just drips into Denji's mouth, Denji's dead and done for, and Yuji wins. So yeah, That's just his base form healing factor. Let's get into his Hero of Hell form. One of the many overpowered abilities in that form is that whenever he consumes another devil, he can erase the concept from existence. Basically giving him existence erasure. It probably won't do him much in this fight because if he swallows Yuji whole, Yuji will die no matter what, and it's not like he has stuff that, it's not like Yuji has any way of coming back after being killed anyway, so, yeah. And the big hacks for Denji and his Hero's Hell form is insane healing factor. And the manga is able to rip out his own heart, throw it, and then he would generate an entirely new body from that heart. So, yeah. And he can just generate his entire body from his heart, which is overpowered as hell. So, yeah. So, who wins? Well, advantages for both. Yuji is stronger than Denji's base form and can directly target Denji's soul. Denji is faster, strong as Hero of Hell form, has counters to Yuji's curse techniques as he's able to just drink the blood for Yuji's blood manipulation, and his Hero of Hell form, he's able to just regenerate from Yuji cutting him. So yeah, and in his Hero of Hell form, he is decently stronger and he has insane regeneration. So the winner is Denji. Denji just has too many advantages over Yuji. And even if Yuji was stronger and faster than Denji's Hero of Hell form, Denji's Hero of Hell form just has much better stamina. Eventually, Yuji will get tired, run out of curse energy as, yeah, he can target souls, but he has several other abilities he's probably going to use before that, which will drain him of his curse energy. And by the time he starts to target Denji's soul, he's already probably going to be out, low on curse energy. And, run through a lot of curse energy. So, yeah, Denji's superior stamina, healing factor, counters to Yuji's curse techniques, and his better stats, his better speed, and better strength in his Hero of Hell form would probably give Denji the win. Yuji can win if you buy him being FTL, because he just blitzes Denji too hard, but even in his Hero of Hell form, he just can't hit him at all. And by the time Yuji runs out of stamina, Denji's already gone. He's already dead, because Yuji would have hit his soul too many times before Denji could even hit him. So, yeah, and if you give Yuji Sukuna, he definitely wins as he has better stats and hacks. So, yeah. This fight could really go either way depending on what you give them and buy for each, as JJK does have planetary and island stuff that you could potentially scale Yuji to. I personally don't believe it. If you do, that's completely fine. Agree to disagree. I just believe that based on my opinion, I believe that Denji would win via better stats and abilities. So yeah, the winner of this battle match is Denji, the Chainsaw Man. So yeah, please guys remember, keep on playing Bladers.